World geography. OK, can you decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second?
First.
OK, right then, whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. And remember, Pointless is all about scoring the fewest points. You're looking for the answers that the fewest of our 100 people said. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many capital cities beginning with M as they could. Richard, be more specific, please.
Yeah, I think a very, very tough one. I think we're looking for any capital city whose English name begins with M, and it's got to be the capital of a country that's a member of the United Nations. There may be a few hundreds, I think, in this round. I think that's really, really hard.
OK, well, thanks, Richard. Geraldine and Sue, you're first up. Geraldine, what are you going to go for?
I think I will go for Manila.
OK, let's see how many of our 100 people said Manila. That's a correct answer. It's good. It's very good. Look at that. It's 10. That means that 10 of our 100 people said Manila, and you scored 10. Fantastic. So Manila, Richard.
Yeah, Manila, a good answer. Of course, it's the capital of the Philippines and where they make the envelopes.
Very good indeed. On to our next pair, Katie and Emily. Katie.
Right. I'm not sure this is a capital city, but if I don't say it and someone else does, I'll absolutely kick myself. So I'm going to go for Mogadishu.
Mogadishu. Of course, if it is an incorrect answer, you will score the maximum of 100 points. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Mogadishu. It's the right answer. Very good. Very good indeed. 4. Fantastic. That means 4 of our 100 people said Mogadishu. That takes your score to 4. Well done, Katie. Mogadishu, then, Richard.
Mogadishu. Remember where it's the...
It's
Somalia.
Somalia, thank you very much. Somalia.
So great answer. Great answer.
Yeah, great answer. On to our third pair, Sheila and Martin. Sheila, what are you going to go for?
I'm not quite sure about this one, but it sounds as if it ought to be a capital city. Minsk.
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 Let's see how many of our 100 people said Minsk. To me, it sounds like it ought to be a capital city. It ought to be. I'll have a word with them if it isn't. It's good. It's very good. Look at that, 8. That means 8 of our 100 people said Minsk. You've scored 8. Richard, Minsk.
Yeah, I said there's going to be scores of 100 all over the place, and these are amazing scores. That's the capital of Belarus, of course, and their scores you 8 points. Excellent. Great answer.
Very good indeed. On to our final pair, Ben and Becky.
OK.
Ben, we're looking, remember, for a capital city beginning with M, and preferably one that no one else has thought of.
I think this is the capital of Uruguay, I think. Montevideo. I think I said it. I don't know if that's what I
Montevideo.
said.
Let's see how many of our 100 people said Montevideo. It's good. Oh, it's very good. Look at that. 5. That means 5 of our 100 people said Montevideo. It takes your score to 5. Look at this grouping. It's fantastic. All between 4 and 10. Richard, Montevideo.
Yeah, Ben's exactly right. The capital of Uruguay. What a brilliant first round. Excellent
Amazing.
scoring. Yeah, really good.
OK, well, let's see where we are. We're halfway through the round. Katie and Emily, you're doing incredibly well with a lower score of 4. Susan and Geraldine, that's still an impressively low score, but obviously you are the current high scorers, so you've got to try and score as little as possible on the way back, otherwise you will be eliminated at the end of this round. Well, we're going to come back up the line. Will the second players please take their places at the podium? We're looking, remember, for a capital city beginning with M. So, Becky.
Yeah.
You're currently on 5. A respectable low score. The current high scorers are Sue and Geraldine on 10. To be absolutely safe and absolutely certain of staying on to the next round, you want to be scoring 4 or less. I'm just going to show you that line. Oh, can I get down that low? Oh, there it is. You want to be coming in below that line to be absolutely safe.
I don't think I'm going to.
Well, What are you going to go for?
I'm going to go for something really, really safe because Ben said to me, don't worry, go really safe if you don't know. So I'm going Madrid.
Very sensible. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Madrid. Wow, well, that's not bad. Takes your score up to 62. Not bad. That means 57 of our 100 people said Madrid. You are now our highest scorers. You've got to hope that the remaining 3 pairs score high in the rest of this round. On to our next pair, Martin. You're currently on 8. To be absolutely safe, you want to be coming in below Becky and Ben on 62, which means you want to be scoring 53 or less. There's the line. You want to be below that.
I think I'm going to go for something relatively safe as well. Capital of Mexico, Mexico City.
Mexico City, very good. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Mexico City. Oh, you're safe. Very good. That means 26 of our 100 people said Mexico City. Takes your score up to 34. Oh, Ben and Becky. OK, you've just got to hope other people score high. Emily and Katie. You're currently on 4. The highest scorers are Ben and Becky on 62. You want to be scoring 57 or less to be absolutely safe. Emily, what are you going to say?
I'm caught between 2 minds, between one which I think will be quite high scoring and one where I'm not 100% sure that it's the capital. But I think I'm going to take a risk and say Montreal.
Let's see how many of our 100 people said Montreal. Oh! Unfortunately, that's a wrong answer. That means you score the maximum of 100 points. That's great news for Ben and Becky. Bad news for you, Emily and Katie. Montreal, Richard?
Yeah, tough luck. It's not the capital of Canada. Ottawa is the capital of Canada.
Yeah. That's so unfair. Bad luck. On to Sue and Geraldine. You're currently on 10. To be absolutely safe, you want to be scoring 93 or less, because Emily and Katie are on 104. That means you want to be coming below this red line here. What are you going to go for, Sue?
I have no idea. Everyone that I've thought of has gone. It's not good going last. The only one I can say, I don't even know if it's a capital city. I've no idea, so I think we're going home. I've got to say Marrakesh.
Marrakesh. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Marrakesh. If it is an incorrect answer, of course, you will be scoring that maximum of 100 points. How many people said Marrakesh? Oh, bad luck, Sue. I'm afraid that is another wrong answer. That means you score the maximum of 100 points. Marrakesh. Richard.
Yeah, it's the capital of Morocco is Rabat. I'm afraid that's really tough luck.
You see, Montreal and Marrakesh,
Yeah.
wouldn't it just be much easier? Can we not just make them capital cities, can't we? I mean, anyway, at the end of the round, the losing pair with the highest score are Susan and Geraldine. Ah, dear, oh dear. Were you kicking yourself? Were you hearing all your choices being eliminated by everyone
Yeah,
else?
it's really tough.
It's tough, isn't it,
Mexico
coming at the
City
end?
was the only one I had.
Oh, dear.
And now I thought of Moscow, of course.
Oh, isn't that the way? Well, that's bad news for you two, but Katie and Emily, phew-wee. You'll live to fight another day. Fantastic. Well, Richard.
There were 2 pointless answers. These are the answers that none of our 100 people could remember. If anybody at home got this first one, then you must come along to the studio. It's Malikiok,
Yes.
which, as you and I both know, is the capital of Palau.
Yep.
Has a population of 250 people. And it's only been the capital for 2 years. So if you've got Malikiok, then you've either just been there
Or you just dropped something on your computer keyboard. And that's what it spelled.
Exactly. And the other one, of course, is much more famous.
Mbabane.
Mbabane, which is the capital of Swaziland, absolutely right.
Very good.
Top 3 we've already pretty much heard. So Mexico City was 3rd. Moscow, which Sue thought of just too late, was 2nd, would have kept you in the game. And the top one, of course, was Madrid, which is the capital of...
I believe that might be Spain, I
Yeah,
think.
there you go, you see. You got all of them. Amazing.
Fantastic. Well, thanks very much, Richard. Susan and Geraldine, that was your second and final chance on the show. Evidently, you just didn't have that pointless knowledge. You need to get through to the final. So we have to say goodbye now. But thanks so much for playing. You've been wonderful.
Thank you.
We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many capital cities beginning with B as they could. Richard, fill us in.
We're looking for the capital of any country of the world whose usual English name begins with a B. As always, by countries, we mean a member of the UN that is a sovereign state in its own right. The only other thing I'll say is, in countries that have more than one capital, we're looking for the administrative capital. That's just, you know, your regular capital. There are 26 world capitals that begin with B.
OK, Bob and Graham, you're kicking us off. Bob, a capital city beginning with B. What could be simpler?
Absolutely no idea, so I'm going to go for a complete guess. Brasilia.
Brasilia. A complete guess?
Yeah.
If it's wrong, obviously, you will score the maximum of 100 points. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Brasilia. It's good. It could be very good. Not bad at all. Good guess. That means 13 of our 100 people said Brasilia. Richard, Brasilia.
Yeah, Brasilia, very good. Brazil's one of those countries where people get confused about the capital. It's not Rio, it's not Sao Paulo, it's Brasilia. So a perfect answer.
Matt.
I am going to go with Bratislava.
Bratislava.
I think it's a capital city. I hope so.
I hope so too. If it's not, it's 100 points. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Bratislava. It's good. Down she goes. Oh! That means 5 of our 100 people said Bratislava. Richard?
An even more perfect answer, it turns out. Do you know where Bratislava is the capital of?
Moldova.
Oh, it's so close. Slovakia.
OK, on to our third pair. Catherine.
I don't really think this is one, but I'm going to have to say it. Budapest.
Budapest. Well, we are looking for capital cities beginning with B. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Budapest. It's good. It's very good. That means 19 of our 100 people said Budapest. OK. Richard, Budapest.
Yeah, Budapest is the capital of Hungary, of course.
On to our final pair. Rick, what are you going to give me? We're looking for capital cities beginning with B.
I'm going to have to go with the only one that I can think of, and that's Belgrade. OK,
let's see how many of our 100 people said Belgrade. It's a correct answer. Oh, it's very good. Look at that. That means 7 of our 100 people said Belgrade. OK, we are halfway through the round. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. Very revealing. OK, Matt and Dave looking very strong on 5. Keep up that low scoring and you'll definitely be through to the next round. Catherine and Deanne, it's not bad, 19, but I'm afraid you are our high scorers. So you've got to try and score as low as you can on the next pass. Hope everyone else scores high. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Will the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, capital cities beginning with B. That's what we're looking for. Anthony.
Beirut.
Beirut. You want to be scoring 11 or less with this to avoid becoming the new high scorers. There is the red line, way down there. You want to come in below that red line to be absolutely sure of staying on. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Beirut. It's a correct answer. Oh, it's good, Anthony. It's very good. Look at that. That means 6 of our 100 people said Beirut. That takes your total up to an impressively low 13. Richard, Beirut.
Yeah, Beirut, great answer. Capital of the Lebanon.
OK, Deanne, you are our high scorers on 19. You've got to try and score as low as you possibly can. What are you going to say?
Well, all of the ones that I was going to say have obviously been taken.
Always happens.
Because I knew all of those places. The only one I can think of, and I'm not sure whether it is a capital, which I'm ashamed to say. I'm trying to think of jigsaws when I was a kid, trying to fit them together.
Yeah, that's how I remember
Yeah,
them.
and they're all a bit muddled now. Is Bern?
If it is wrong, you will score 100 points. But let's see. Bern. It's the right answer. You see, it's very good. Look at that. That means only 5 of our 100 people said Bern. That takes your total up to a very impressive 24. Richard, Bern.
Yeah, Bern, capital of?
Switzerland.
Switzerland, exactly, yeah. It's another one like Brazil. It's not Zurich, it's not Geneva, it's Bern. So a very good answer.
OK, Dave and Matt, we are looking for capital cities beginning with B. You want to be scoring 18 or less with this answer. Dave, what are you going to say?
I'm going to say
Bridgetown in Barbados.
There's your red line. It's a low red line because everyone's scoring low. Of course, if your answer is wrong, it's an incorrect answer, for whatever reason, you will score 100 points. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Bridgetown. Well, it's correct. It could be very good. It's good enough to see you through. Oh! That means 2 out of our 100 people said Bridgetown. That takes your total up to 7. You are definitely through to the next round. OK, Graham and Bob. Oh, it's tough being there, isn't it?
It is.
Have you had all your choices picked off by all the others?
Absolutely, yeah. Bern was going to be one of my favourites.
Oh, dear. OK.
The really, really obvious ones are left now, which I'm not going to use because that means we're out. So I'm going to have to take a real punt upfield and go for Bogota.
You have to score 10 or less with Bogota. There's your red line. It's just down there. Oh, let's see how many of our 100 people said Bogota. It's a correct answer. It's good. Not a pointless, but it's good enough. That means 9 of our 100 people said Bogota. That takes your total to 22. That's great news for you two. So at the end of round 2, the losing pair with the highest score are Catherine and Deanne. Bad luck. 24, it's a really low score there.
Yes.
Bad luck, though. I'm afraid your capitals just weren't obscure enough.
No, we need to travel more, obviously.
Did you have others as well up your sleeve?
Absolutely not.
Really? Oh, well, you've done very well all the same. Richard, what answers should they have gone for?
Well, there were 9 pointless answers. There'd be people shouting obscure things at the television set now. Let's take a look at some of them. There is Bandar Seri Begawan, which, of course, is the capital of... Stop shouting out. It's the capital of Brunei. Bamako, which is the capital of Mali. Bangui, which is the capital of our old friend, the Central African Republic, which seems to turn up in every pointless list we ever do. Banjul, which is Gambia. Basseterre, which is St Kitts and Nevis. Belmopan, which is the capital of Belize. A couple more, 3 more, I think. Bishkek, which is Kyrgyzstan. Bissau, which is Guinea-Bissau. Some people have got all of these at home. And Bujumbura, which, of course, Alexander is the capital of Burundi. I won't embarrass you. Burundi, we know you know. Well done at home if you got any of those. And if you got all 9 of them, you possibly need to... I was going to say you need to get out more. You actually need to get out less. Let's take a look at the most obvious answers you could have given. Catherine, you gave us Budapest, which was the 3rd most obvious answer. Next up was Brussels. Alexander?
It's Berlin.
Berlin was the worst answer you could give.
Well, thanks very much, Rich. OK, Catherine and Deanne, you've wasted one of your chances to get to the pointless final. We have to say goodbye to you for today, but we'll see you next time for your last chance. Thanks so much for playing.
Thank you.
Capital cities. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many capital cities beginning with A as they could.
Yeah, we're looking for any capital city of the world whose name begins with A. It has to be the capital of a country that's a sovereign state in its own right and a member of the UN. Now, the usual English name of this city must begin with an A, and in countries where there are more than one capital, we'll accept any of those, let's say, so long as their capital begins with an A. Very, very best of luck. And if you want to play along at home, there are 16 world capitals that begin with the letter A. See how many of those you can get.
OK, Jeff.
I'm going to say Adelaide.
Adelaide, says Jeff. Straight out there. Adelaide. Let's see if Adelaide's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Adelaide. Bad luck, Jeff. An incorrect answer, which means you score 100 points. I'm sorry. Richard.
Yeah, sorry, Jeff. Adelaide, not a capital. It does start with an A, I'll give you that. In fact, it even starts with a capital A, but not a capital city. Capital city of Australia, of course, Canberra.
Now then, Jude. So remember, we are looking for capital cities whose English names begin with an A.
I can think of 2, but I don't know whether one's right. I think I'm going to say Antwerp.
Antwerp, says Jude. Antwerp. Let's see if Antwerp's correct. And if so, how many of our 100 people said Antwerp? Bad luck, Jude. Another incorrect answer. Also scoring you 100 points. I'm sorry, Richard.
It's going very well, isn't it?
Yes, it's good.
It's going very well. Yes, Antwerp in Belgium, and Brussels is the capital of Belgium.
Oh.
Now then, Richard.
I've got 4, but I don't think I can pronounce any of them.
This is fine. In fact, it's quite fun.
I'd like to say...
We'll have to accept your first answer, but
I know.
that's OK. No, that's fine. You were just about to say something beginning with "ah," which sounds very promising.
It's promising. I'd like to say Asunción, which is the capital of Paraguay.
OK, do you want to say it just one more time?
Asunción.
OK, Richard, you are saying Asunción as the capital of Paraguay. Let's have a look. Asunción. Is it right? How many of our 100 people said it? It is right. Very, very well done indeed, Richard. Best score of the pass, although that's not saying much. Richard.
Yeah, you're right to worry about your pronunciation as well. That's absolutely on the edge of what I'd allow. I think Asunción is Asunción. It's the capital of Paraguay, Asunción. So very well done. Asunción, absolutely close enough for me.
Very well done. We're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at those scores, both of them. Richard and Nikki, 3. Fabulous low score. Jude and Simon, Jeff and Andy. You are both on 100, I need hardly remind you. So Simon and Andy, it's going to be a battle between you two to decide who stays at the end of this round and who goes. Very best of luck. Right, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please step up to the podium? We are looking for capital cities whose English names begin with an A. Nikki, you're on 3. The high scorers are Simon and Jude and Andy and Jeff on 100 each. So a score of 96 or less from you will see you through to the next round.
Well, I've got a slightly risky one, but you'll be relieved to hear not going to go for that one. I'm going to say Addis Ababa.
Addis Ababa, says Nikki. OK, here's your red line. Below that red line, you're in the head-to-head. Addis Ababa. Is it right? How many people said it? It's right. Very well done indeed. 4 for Addis Ababa, taking your total up to a lovely single-figure total of 7. Richard.
Well played, Nikki. Also, Eurovision Song Contest expertise, very good for capital cities, isn't it? Though Addis Ababa, as yet, haven't hosted one.
Oh, I bet they do a great one, though.
They would do an amazing one, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Capital of Ethiopia, of course, Addis Ababa. Very good answer.
Thank you very much. Now then, Simon, this is where the battle starts.
Yeah.
Simon, is this good for you? A good category?
I know a few.
OK.
But I'm going to go for a risky one. I'm not even sure if it is a city, but...
You're not sure it's a city?
I'm not sure if I've made it up. But,
OK.
You know, I'm going for Accra.
Accra, says Simon. Let's see if Accra is right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Accra. It's right. Six. Six for Accra takes your total up to 106. Richard.
So Accra, or if we're going to be the pronunciation police once again, it's Accra, or a lot of people say Accra. I think Accra's fair enough. It's capital of Ghana, another African country.
Now then, Andy, you've had all this time. What is the most obscure capital city beginning with A you can think of?
On the basis that people think it's Istanbul, I'll go for Ankara in Turkey.
Ankara, you are going to say. 106 is what you have to beat. 106, you are on 100. If you can score 5 or less, you are comfortably through to the head-to-head. Here is your red line. It's low. Ankara, says Andy. Is it right? How many people said it? Well, it's right. Will it go down low enough to see you through to the head-to-head? Ankara. Still bad luck, Andy. That scores you 20, which takes your total up to 120. Richard.
Yeah, it's a really good answer, Andy. Absolutely, capital of Turkey, not Istanbul, but scores just too much, I'm afraid. There are 2 pointless answers out of these 16 capitals beginning with A. Let's take a look. Very well done if you said Ashgabat, which, as you well know, is the capital of Turkmenistan, or Abuja, which is the capital of Nigeria, took over from Lagos in the 90s. There's a lot of low-scoring ones as well. Andorra la Vella in Andorra, Astana, which is Kazakhstan, Asmara, Eritrea, Apia, Samoa, Antananarivo, which is Madagascar. You could have had Amman, Jordan, Asuncion, we've already had, Algiers, Algeria, Abu Dhabi, which is the UAE. And then our 3 highest scoring answers, the ones that most people said. Well, we've just heard the number 3, Ankara, scored 20 points. Next up, Amsterdam, 25. And right at the top, Athens, capital of Greece. And Athens would have scored you 33 points. Very well done, anyone who got all 16 of those, but particularly if you got the 2 pointless answers.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of round 2, the losing pair with the highest score, it's Andy and Jeff. Adelaide, I'm afraid, was just a very expensive mistake there, Jeff. But Ankara, good answer. It was too little, too late. But anyway, Andy and Jeff, we will see you again next time, and I'm sure we will see greater things from you then. But meanwhile, thank you so much for playing. Andy and Jeff. Capital cities. Capital cities. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns capital cities beginning with... ... Richard.
Yeah, Xander's about to show you a board with 6 letters on it. We are looking for any capital city in the world whose common English name starts with any of those 6 letters, please. Where a country's got more than one capital, we'll accept either of them or any of the 3 if there are 3 of them. And as always, by country, we mean a sovereign state that is a member of the UN. Very, very best of luck.
Thank you very much, Richard. Now then, Natalie and Vanessa, you all drew lots before the show, and today you are going first. OK, so let's reveal the letters with which our capital cities may begin, and here they are. C-H-O-R-U-S. Chorus. C-H-O-R-U-S. So any capital city beginning with any of those letters. Natalie, what is the most obscure capital beginning with C-H-O-R-U or S you can think of?
I'm not very good with my capital cities, to be honest, so I'm going to play it safe and say C, Copenhagen.
Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Copenhagen. Absolutely right. 21. 21 for Copenhagen.
Yeah, wise to be cautious, Natalie. Very well done. Copenhagen is the largest city in Scandinavia.
Now then, Mary.
Again, I'm not very good on these neither, so I'm going to go O for Oslo.
O for Oslo, says Mary. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said Oslo. 47. 47 for Oslo.
Yes, still in Scandinavia, the capital of Norway, though a much bigger score.
Now then, Gemma. Gemma, the most obscure capital city beginning with one of these letters that you can think of.
I'm going to go for the capital city of Iceland, Reykjavik.
Reykjavik, says Gemma. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Reykjavik. Absolutely right. Down it goes. Look at that, still going down. 8. Gemma. Very, very well done indeed. Our first single-figure score.
Yeah, great introduction to the game, Gemma. Well done. About 60% of Iceland's population live in Reykjavik.
Now then, Kay, a capital city beginning with any of these letters.
I'm going to choose S and say St. John's.
St. John's, says Kay. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said St. John's. Absolutely right. Very well done indeed, Kay. That's pointless. It adds £250 to today's jackpot, takes the total up to 11,000. It scores you nothing. Very, very well done indeed, Kay. Fantastic answer.
Brilliant, Kay. That feels a bit better than last time, doesn't it?
It does
do you know what it's the capital of?
Some Caribbean island.
Some Caribbean island is the correct answer. Yeah. Yes, Antigua and Barbuda. Yeah.
Very well done indeed. So we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at those scores. Kay and Ray looking very, very strong indeed on nothing there. Gemma and Martin, likewise, looking pretty good. On 8, then up to 21, where we find Natalie and Vanessa. And then up quite a hike to 47, where we find Mary and Carrie. So, Carrie, a little bit of pressure on you to find a nice low-scoring answer to see if that'll keep you in the game on the next pass. Very best of luck. We're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, so we are looking for capital cities beginning with C-H-O-R-U or S. Ray. In order to hold your head up high, I think it's right that you also get a pointless answer.
Well, I'll do my best. I'm going to go for S as well. And I believe that the capital of Chile is Santiago.
Santiago, says Ray. Santiago. Do you know if we opened a pointless pub, you know what we should call it?
Nope.
The Red Line. There's your red line. Right. Get below that, you are through to the next round. Santiago, is it right? How many people said it? Absolutely right. And you are through. 5. Not bad at all, Ray. 5 takes your total up to 5.
Well played, Ray, but frankly hopeless next to Kay, I'm afraid. 5 points. Yeah, Santiago, capital of Chile.
So, Martin, the high scorers on 47 are Carrie and Mary. You're on 8. If you can score 38 or less, you're through to the next round.
I'm going to try Rabat.
Rabat. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said it. Absolutely right. You are through to the next round. Oh, 2, Martin. Very, very well done. 2, our second best score so far. Takes your total up to 10, Richard.
Well done, Martin. There's some very low scoring on those last 2 podiums, aren't there? Very, very impressive. Yeah, the capital of Morocco. Used to be Fez, now Rabat.
Carrie, you are the high scorers on 47. We need a low scoring answer from you.
I think Rousseau is the capital of Dominica.
Rousseau. How many people said it? Is it right? It is right. Very, very well done indeed, Carrie. That's exactly what we needed from you. Is it going to be enough, I wonder, to keep you in the game? It takes your total up to 48. Richard?
Yes, puts all the pressure on Vanessa now. Can I just say publicly, though, how is that not a pointless answer? They actually pronounce it Rosso, but it's spelled Rousseau or Rosso. But Rosso.
Rosso.
If you're Dominican, that's what you'd call it.
Vanessa?
Hi.
You're on 21. The high scorers are Carrie and Mary on 48. If you can score 26 or less, you are through to the next round.
Okay, fingers crossed. I'm going to go for the capital city of my mother's island in the West Indies, which is St George's.
Well, St John's did very, very well for Kay. Let's see if St George's can do the same for you. Best of luck. St George's, is it right? How many people said it? It's right. And you're through to the next round. And it's pointless. Very, very well done indeed, Vanessa. That adds another £250 to the jackpot, takes the total up to £11,250. It scores you nothing, it leaves your total at 21, and it sees you through to the next round. Very, very well done indeed.
Very, very well played, Vanessa. Capital of Grenada. Yeah, absolutely right. Terrific answers from everyone there, though, isn't it? It's a shame to lose anybody after a round of that quality. Let's take a look at some more of the pointless answers up here. Well done if you said any of these. Ouagadougou, that's the capital of Burkina Faso. There's St George's, that's a terrific answer. San Jose, which is the capital of Costa Rica. San Salvador, that's El Salvador. Santo Domingo, that is the Dominican Republic. Sao Tome, that's Sao Tome and Principe. Sarajevo, which is the capital of Bosnia and Herzegovina. There's Skopje, which is the capital of Macedonia. And Suva, which is the Fijian capital. There's 2 more. There's Sucre, which is one of the 2 capitals of Bolivia. And Srijayawardenapura Kotte, which is the capital, as you know, of Sri Lanka. It's the official title of the capital of Sri Lanka.
Thank you very much indeed. Richard, so at the end of our first round, the pair with the highest score who'll be leaving us, I'm afraid, Carrie and Mary. Lovely having you on the show. We will see you again next time, and we'll look forward to that very much indeed. Carrie, Mary, excellent contestants. Thanks.
Thank you.
Cities. Cities. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second?
I don't mind. Okay.
And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns cities that begin with D. Cities beginning with D, Richard.
On each pass, we're going to show you 6 clues to cities of the world that begin with the letter D. You just have to give us a nice obscure answer, give us an incorrect answer. As always, you're going to score 100 points. So we 12 cities with D to guess at home. Good luck.
OK, so we're looking for these cities beginning with D, and here's our first board. We have got the capital city of Qatar, formerly known as Andong, name of a US soap opera that started in 1978, the largest city in the state of Michigan, originally a Slavic settlement called Dresden, and a city sited on the estuary of the River Liffey. I will read those all one last time. The capital city of Qatar, formerly known as Andong, Name of a US soap opera that started in 1978. The largest city in the state of Michigan. Originally a Slavic settlement called Dresden. And the city sited on the estuary of the River Liffey. There we are. 6 clues to cities beginning with D. So, Sam, how are we feeling about cities beginning with D?
I could name a few, but I'm not sure about any on that board. I think I will go for the largest city in the state of Michigan and say Detroit.
Detroit, says Sam. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Detroit. That's right. .22, very well done.
Yeah, based on consumption, Detroit is the potato crisp capital of the world.
Is it really?
That's my kind of town.
Wow, so not the motor city so much as the noisy city.
Yeah.
Very good. Lindsay. Lindsay, Detroit has gone. How are you feeling about what remains?
This is not my best round. Geography is not my strong subject if it's not within South America, really. So I'm going to have to pick something that I think is going to be quite high scoring and hope Lizzie gets a better answer. So I'm going to say the name of a US soap opera that started in 1978 as Dallas.
Dallas. Let's see if Dallas is right. Let's see how many people said it. Oh, that is high. 64 for Dallas.
Yeah, it's a high score, but it's an awful lot better than 100 on the first pass.
Very good. Now then, Jonathan, you're the last person to have this board. Are you feeling confident enough to take us through it?
Not at all. I don't really know any of them, to be honest. I knew both of those, but they've now gone. City sited on the estuary of the River Liffey, if it is pronounced like that. Dunkirk? Maybe? I have no idea, so I'm just going to go for that.
Dunkirk is what you've gone for. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Dunkirk. No.
No idea.
Bad luck, Jonathan. You're going to kick yourself when you hear what it is.
Yeah.
Great news for Lindsay, though. That scores you 100 points, I'm afraid. That's an incorrect answer. Sorry, Jonathan.
Sorry, Jonathan. Some genuine howls of despair from the audience.
Yeah, I heard it instantly.
Yeah, there is now a city which you'll never be able to visit. And it's a shame, because it's an absolutely beautiful city. It's Dublin.
Dublin.
Would have scored 50 points as well. Now, the capital city of Qatar, people who know their capitals will know it's Doha, would have scored you 13. Now, there are clues to these last two. There's certainly a clue to the Slavic settlement called Dresden.
Well, if it's not Dresden, I'm a Dutch uncle.
It is Dresden. It is Dresden. Dresden became Dresden, 12 points. Now, this other one, the city formerly known as Andong, it's in northeastern China on the border of North Korea. A very, very difficult one to get. But if I tell you that if you know the category and you know that fact, you can tell me what the answer is. So it's cities beginning with D, and it used to be called Andong. What is it now called? It's now called Dandong.
All right.
Yeah, Dandong. And it's a pointless answer, so very well done if you said it at home. But that's...
Dandong.
Yeah, I tell you, I don't like being called Andong. Let's rename this place.
Yeah.
I don't know, Dandong?
Done. Thank you very much
Pleasure.
indeed, Richard. OK, well, let's take a look at the scores as we're halfway through the round. 22, as it turns out, Sam and Andy, the best score of the pass. 64, also, as it turns out, not a poor score after all. And I'm afraid 100, yes, you are quite far ahead, I'm afraid, Jonathan and Mike. But you never know. Who knows what the next board's going to have on it. Best of luck, Mike. OK, we're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, let's put 6 more clues on the board, and here they come. We have got state capital of Colorado. The Barada River flows through this city. Located in East Scotland. The capital city of Bangladesh. It's home to the Burj Khalifa. And the city in the South African province KwaZulu-Natal. I'll read those all one last time. The state capital of Colorado. The Barada River flows through this city. Located in East Scotland. The capital city of Bangladesh. It's home to the Burj Khalifa and a city in the South African province of KwaZulu-Natal. There we are, 6 clues to 6 cities, all of them beginning with D. Now then, Mike, how do you feel about that board?
I feel that John would have probably been quite good at this board because I know his knowledge quite, and I reckon he would have done all right at this. So I'm a bit disappointed with the selection of individuals to go for the question. But I reckon I'm going to go for is home of the Burj Khalifa as Dubai.
Dubai, says Mike. Dubai. No red line for you. You're the high scorers on 100. Let's hope Dubai goes a long way down the column. Is it right? And if it is, how many people said it? Dubai. It is right. Oh, he's doing a brilliant job for you. Look at that, Mike, 6. That's exactly what you needed. 106 your total. Very well done. The lowest score by a margin of the round so far.
Terrific answer, Mike. You give yourself a chance now. It's 828 metres high, the Burj Khalifa. It's really big.
That is big. It's almost as big as you. Anyway, there we are. Now, Lizzie.
Yes.
Lizzie, it's your turn. The high scorers, Mike and Jonathan, on 106. You're on 64. You have to score 41 or less to go through to the head-to-head.
Yeah.
So remember, we are looking for the names of these capital cities beginning with D. Is there anything there that relates to any of your areas of expertise?
I hope not, because it'd be really embarrassing if there is, if the Barada River runs through somewhere I know.
Well, that sounds like the sort of place that ought to run through somewhere you know,
I know.
surely. But I don't know. I've no idea. So
I'm going to go with this city in the South African province of Durban.
Durban, says Lizzie. OK, here is your red line. Below that red line, you're through to the head-to-head. It's absolutely right. Very well done, Lizzie. And you are through to the head-to-head. Well done. 23. Did exactly what you needed to do. 87, your total.
Well played, Lizzie. Yeah, impeccable knowledge. Sees your safety through.
Very good indeed. Now, Andy. Andy, how are you feeling about this board?
I'd say geography isn't really one of my strengths.
Do you fancy having a crack at any of those, talking through the board maybe, see if you can fill any in?
The top one, state capital of Colorado, Denver. The Barada River flows through this city. I haven't got the foggiest on that one. Located in East Scotland might be Dundee. The capital city of Bangladesh is within my grasp, but I just can't think of the name. I'm lying, I haven't got a clue. I think I'm going to go for the state capital of Colorado and say Denver.
Denver. Denver, Colorado. You're saying the high scorers remain Mike and Jonathan on 106. You're on 22. 83 or less sees you through. How many people said Denver, Colorado? Is it right? It is right. You are in the head-to-head. 33. 33 takes your total up to 55.
Denver, they call it the Mile High City because it's a mile above sea level, Denver. Let's go through the rest. You're right about East Scotland. It is Dundee. Would have scored you 69 points. The capital city of Bangladesh, which shares a name with another capital city, the capital of Senegal and the capital of Bangladesh, spelt differently, but both Dakar. Would have scored 11 points. Now, the Barada River, this is a pointless answer. Very well done to anyone who said it's the capital of Syria. It's Damascus. Damascus, a pointless answer, so it would have been a terrific score.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So, Mike and Jonathan. Oh dear, I'm so sorry. It's round 2 every time for you. But you played incredibly well. I think the Dubai answer was a fantastic one. Lovely low score there. I'm afraid it wasn't enough to keep you in the game, though. But you played so well. It's been great having you on the show. Thank you so much for playing. Jonathan and Mike, thanks. Capital cities. Capital cities. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns capital cities in their native languages. Capital cities in their native languages, Richard.
Yeah, fun, this one. On each pass, we're going to show you the names of 7 capital cities, but written in their native language. You just need to tell us the English name for each of these capitals, please. It's going to be 14 in all to have a go at home.
OK, so we're looking for the names of these capital cities in English, the English names of the capital cities. And here is our first board of 7. We have got Tarablus, Lisboa, La Habana, Wien, Athene, Bucuresti, and Krungthep. I'll read those all one last time. Tarablus, Lisboa, La Habana, Wien, Athene, Bucuresti, and Krungthep. Mark. Here from Leicester, what do you do, Mark?
I'm an electrician.
And how do you and Omar know each other?
Well, he came as work experience for us when he was a school kid, and we just kept in touch.
How did that go on the work experience front? Was he good, Omar?
Yeah, it weren't bad.
Did he learn much?
Try my
you
best.
did. Omar, are you now an electrician?
No, not at the minute. Now I'm just looking for a new job, really.
OK, now, Mark, what are your interests?
I play cricket very badly, and I go fishing.
I was waiting for a qualification. I mean, how good's your fishing? Is it OK?
It's not too bad.
OK.
Not too bad.
Very good. Now, what about these capital cities? I saw a look between you and Omar when capital cities came up. I'm not going to say it didn't look euphoric.
No, probably not. I think I'll go for Bucharest, which should be Bucharest.
Bucharest, says Mark. Sounds reasonable enough. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Bucharest for Bucharesti. It's right. Oh, it's a high score there, Mark. 78.
Yeah, the capital of Romania. It's, yeah, you've got to wonder for the 22 who can't get Bucharest from Bucharesti. The clue's there in the first bit of the word, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just knocking the eye off, really.
It is essentially it in English with an eye on the end, isn't it?
Yeah, it's what if you were if you were in a childhood game trying to make up what Bucharest would be in Romanian, you go Bucharesti.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you might go Bucharest off, but either way you'd get it.
Yeah, I think.
Unless you're 22% of the British population. In which case you go, oh, I don't know, is it Edinburgh? Is it Edinburgh?
Thanks very much indeed. Now, Alan, welcome to the show. Good to have you here. What do you do, Alan?
I manage a community learning centre.
Good for you. Do you actually do any teaching there, or are you more in the office?
I used to. I am a qualified teacher, but it's more the management and mainly applying for funding to keep the centre open.
Keep it going, yeah. What do you do in your spare time,
Alan? I'm a big Liverpool Football Club supporter. And an aspiring magician.
An aspiring magician?
An aspiring magician. I'm more Tommy Cooper than Dynamo.
Are you in the circle yet?
I've been thinking of applying for 3 or 4 years.
How do you apply for the Magic Circle? Is it something you actually officially do, or do you just leave something somewhere?
No, you have to go and give like a 15-minute presentation, including several magic tricks. And if they think you're good enough, they'll welcome you aboard.
Wow, good luck with that, though. That's a fun circle to be part of, surely. Now, Alan, what about this board of capital cities?
Well, I'll have a go at the fourth one down. I'll say Vienna.
Vienna, says Alan. Vienna. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said Vienna. It is, of course, absolutely right. Well, you passed 78, 49 for Wien.
Yeah, home to the world's oldest zoo, Vienna. It's been
How old is that zoo?
Well, it's continuously been there since 1752.
Wow.
So what's that, 360-odd years.
What did they have when it first opened?
When they first opened, they had a lot of baby animals and chicks.
Yeah.
And now, fully grown.
Fully grown. Oh, that's nice.
They had
getting on a bit.
When it first started, they had a giraffe that high.
Oh.
An elephant that size.
Oh.
Now you go there, there's loads of them.
Lots of eggs. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, they did. They had a lot of eggs.
But I mean, the oldest zoo, the first zoo to open, I mean, what do they have? Some dogs?
The first zoo ever to open would have had a mammoth of some sort, probably.
Probably?
Yeah. Unlikely. But maybe they had zoos.
Who knows?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Archaeological evidence, they've never found near mammoth skeletons, they've never found a gift shop. So we think there weren't zoos.
Yeah. That's a good point. Thank you very much. Now, Nicola, welcome. Welcome to Point. It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
Nicola, what do you do?
I am an assistant assembly clerk in the Northern Ireland Assembly.
And which is your department there?
I work in the outreach office and I look after VIP visits.
Oh, that's got to be the best job of them all, hasn't it?
It is very
Quite
good.
stressful.
It can be, yes. VIPs can be very demanding, but majority of them are very nice. And you and Richard are very welcome to come.
Oh,
would we be VIPs if we went to Belfast?
To the Northern Ireland
Assembly? That'd be amazing.
That'd be good, because, I'm sure we could shake things up there a little bit.
Yeah, I'll say. Yeah. Anyway, now, listen, Nicola, what do you make of that board?
I think I know a few. This might be slightly risky, but I'll give it a go. La Habana? Havana?
Slightly risky. Well, let's find out. La Habana, Havana. Oh, it's like Bucharesti all over again. Let's see if that's right, shall we? It is right. That's not bad at all, 42. The lowest score of the round, Nicola. I eat my words. 42, very well done indeed. Havana.
Yes, Havana, the capital of Cuba, absolutely right. It's only 90 miles from the States, Havana. But yeah, again, I think perhaps people, I mean, that's half the population perhaps not knowing that Havana is a capital city. I don't know.
There we go. OK, Eleanor.
Hi.
You are the last person to have this board, so get thinking about that board while you tell us about last time.
Well, we went out on the first round.
John Barnes we had from you. It was
Barnes,
people
yeah.
whose surnames began with a B.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with either of your answers.
No.
John Barnes, that was a great answer.
Yeah.
For some
Just
reason, everyone
wasn't
seemed
low
to know
enough.
it. Yeah. Very much the Bucharesti of that round. Remind us what you do, Eleanor.
I'm a science technician at a local secondary school.
Excellent. Now, that's not really going to inform any kind of knowledge of
No,
capital
it
cities in their own
doesn't really
language, I
help.
fear. But have a crack at that board. See if you can talk us through as many of them as you can.
Well, I don't know the top one. The next one, I think, is Lisbon. Athenae, I'm guessing, is Athens. I think, oh gosh, I'm going to go for Lisbon.
OK, Lisboa. Let's see if that is Lisbon. Are you enjoying my Lisboa, by the way?
Really enjoying it,
I was
yeah.
told that was how it's meant to be said. So, yeah, Lisboa. Sounds a bit...
They've got one of those in Vienna Zoo, a Lisboa.
Yeah. They have. I bet. Thanks very much. So, yes, Lisboa says, Eleanor, let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Lisbon for that. It's absolutely... Oh, you look at that, 93. I'm sorry. Oh, it's John Barnes all over again is what that is. 93 for Lisboa. I'm afraid, yes, that is a high score. Richard?
It is a big score, isn't it? Lisbon in Portuguese, of course, Lisboa. Athenae would have been a slightly better answer. It is Athens, but would have only scored you 85. Still a big score, though. Now, Krungthep. It's in Thai, so it's Bangkok. Yeah.
It was good, yeah.
12 points for that. And Tarabulus is in Arabic, and it's the capital of Libya. It's Tripoli.
Oh, it's Tripoli.
4 points for that, so that's a terrific answer. Well done if you said that.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. Well, we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at those scores. 42, the best score of that pass. Nicola, very well done indeed. Up to 49, where we find Alan and Jane. Up to 78, Mark and Omar. You thought you were the high scorers, but you're not, because I'm afraid, Eleanor and Karen, that is you. 93. Yeah, Lisboa, massively expensive scorer there. But, Karen, you get first pick of the next board, so use it well, find a lovely low score, and let's hope it's enough to see you through to the next round. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? OK, let's put 7 more capital cities up on the board in their own languages, and here we are. Copenhagen, Warszawa, Bolia Oha Clear, Mansk, Ulkaira, Roma, and Praha. I'll read those all one last time. Copenhagen, Warszawa, Bolio Auerkleer, Mansk, Ulkaira, Roma, and Praha. There we are. So remember, we're looking for the English names for these capital cities. And Karen, you're going to try and find the one you think the fewest of our 100 people knew. Now, Karen, remind us what you do.
I'm a librarian at a sixth form college.
OK, and in your spare time, Karen, what do you get up to?
Well, apart from making cakes, I enjoy music. I play the trombone and the piano, and I enjoy singing as well.
Do you play the trombone in a band? Or...
I have done. I've played with brass bands in the past,
Yeah.
but at the moment I'm not playing very much. But there is a small group of friends, and we get together from time to time and blow a few tunes.
Blow some
together,
tunes.
Yeah.
OK, now, Karen, there you are, the high scorers on 93. You're not way ahead of Omar and Mark, but you are ahead. So we need a low score. What do you make of that board, first off?
There's a few there that I'd have a stab at. So I'm going to go for the bottom one and say that that's Prague.
OK, Prague, says Karen. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Prague for Praha. No red line for you as you're the high scorers. It's right. 75, that is a high score. 168. I mean, you are just in with a chance of remaining with us at the end of the round.
Yeah, that's the capital of the Czech Republic, in Czech.
Now, Ross.
Hiya.
Welcome. What do you do, Ross?
I am a civil servant.
A civil servant in the civil service of Northern Ireland.
Yes, Northern Ireland Civil Service.
Can we ask any further than that, or is it best that we don't?
If it had to tell you, then I'd have to kill you.
Go on, tell him.
Go on. Yeah, that's fine. But when you're not serving civilly, what do you do, Ross?
I love golf. I'm absolutely awful at it. I hack my way around a number of courses, getting frustrated, getting lessons, getting better, go out on the golf course and playing terrible. That's pretty much my main, following football.
OK, now then, Ross, you're on 42. You are through to the next round, even if you score 100 points.
Yeah.
However, I think, look how well Nicola did. The lowest score in the first pass. See if you can keep that record up.
Yeah, I think I know 3 of them. One of them I think's risky, but I could go for it because we're safe. And I think it's Bala Athaclath, which I think, and I could get killed for this at home. I think it's Dublin.
And let's find out if it's right. No red line for you, as you are already through. But let's see if that is indeed Dublin. It is absolutely Dublin. Very well done, Ross. 10. Another superb low score on podium 3 there. Takes your total up to 52.
Well played, Ross. That fell nicely, didn't it? Talking of zoos, talking of Dublin Zoo, you know the lion that roars at the start of all the MGM films? He was born in Dublin Zoo.
Then, what, went over to LA, seek his fortune, or what?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Very much, a lot like Colin Farrell.
Yeah. Actually, a lot like Colin Farrell.
Like Colin Farrell. Yeah.
Excellent. Good stuff. Now, Jane.
Hello.
Jane, welcome to the show. Great to have you here. Always nice to have a father-daughter combination.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very much a favourite combination on Pointless. What do you do, Jane?
I'm a commercial trainee for a confectionery and food and drink company.
That's just the best job ever, isn't it? Commercial trainee. It's basically you can just go around saying, I'll have a bit of that, have a bit of that.
Tasting everything, yeah.
So, and drinks as well. So when you've eaten your fill, you can then go and have all the drinks. Lovely. Perfect. How long have you done that for?
So for about 6 months now, so I get to try out lots of different jobs. So I've done export shipping was my first one, and I'm about to move into HR.
Right, and so you will get to choose, will you, or will it be their choice?
At the end of it, yes, I'll get to specialise.
That's wonderful. Which confectionery you have. OK, now, you're on 49. Again, you are already through to the next round, which is great news. But let's see if you can find a nice low score on that board.
Oh, it all just looks like it's in another language.
Do you know what? That is exactly what it is. You have hit the nail on the head right there, Jane. I'm going to be honest, it's actually in several different languages.
I think the top one's Copenhagen.
You're going to go for Copenhagen, for Copenhagen. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said it. No red line, you're already through. It's right. 45. A good answer, and better still, a lower score than your dad. 94 is your total. Well done.
Yeah, surprisingly low score, I would have thought, for that one. 1 in 4 Danes has a surname Jensen, Hansen or Nielsen.
Of those 3, I would go for Jensen. Valid choice. I think so, yeah.
I would go for Jensen as well, but I can't have it because you've got that, so I'll go for...
it could be both. I mean, it's 1 in 4.
I'll be Dick Hansen.
Dick Hansen?
Dick Hansen, Private Eye.
Oh, that's good.
Not bad, is it?
Dick Hansen.
And you can be my sort of playboy sidekick who occasionally gets involved in my schemes. Alexander Jensen.
Alexander Jensen.
Lord Alexander Jensen.
Hello. That's what he says.
That's quite good, isn't it?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Thanks very much indeed. Now, OK, Omar.
Yes.
Welcome. Well, Omar, favouring, this is just a thing we're keeping tabs of on this series, the rolled-up short sleeve.
Yes, he is, yeah. We're looking at people's sleeve lengths on this series.
Trying to intimidate.
We've seen shorter. Omar, we've seen a lot shorter.
We have seen shorter.
Yeah, we really have.
I'll tell you what we've never had on the show yet is a fag packet rolled up in a sleeve. That hasn't happened. But quite often, Omar and Mark, we'll see people in short sleeve shirts now with the buttons on them. That's just an observation. That seems to be the way the shirt's going.
It just must be the fashion.
It must be. It must be. But so is that. Anyway, Omar, so yes, you're no longer, not an electrician any longer.
No.
So the world is your oyster.
And now looking to possibly join the army.
Right, you are. OK. Any particular regiment you got your eye on?
Well, I was looking at
possibly going into the RAF, but if I was going to Standard Army, I want to be an engineer, possibly.
Yeah, I tell you, if you went to the RAF, you've got the shirt for it.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic. Anyway, listen, there you are. You're on 78. This is where we have a contest on our hands here, because our returning couple, our only returning couple, Eleanor and Karen over there on 168. You're on 78. You have to score 89 or less. Do you fancy talking us through the board?
Well, Roma is obviously Rome. Warsaw would be Warsaw.
Warsaw? It'll do. I know what you mean.
Mansk, I have an inkling it may be Minsk, but I think Warsaw should score enough, so I'll go with Warsaw.
OK, we'll say Warsaw for... there's your red line. If you can get below that with Warsaw for Warszawa, you are through to round 2. Let's see if you can. Is it right? Oi, look at that, 84. 84 takes your total up to 162. Very close.
That is cutting it fine. Well played, Omar. Yeah. And actually, if you'd gone for Roma, which is Rome, you'd have been knocked out, because it's 93 points for that. I mean, that really does beg the question of what were the other 7 people thinking?
Yeah.
Mansk would have been a terrific answer. It was Minsk, the capital of Belarus. Would have scored you 34 points. And this last one, it's in the pronunciation. You can hear the name of the city.
Yeah, Cairo.
Al-Qaira, Cairo. Yeah, and would have scored 7 points. That's a terrific answer. Well done if you said that.
Thanks very much indeed. So at the end of our first round, the pair heading home. It's our returning pair, Karen and Eleanor, and they seemingly just can't get beyond round 1. Now, Eleanor, did you know others on that board that were lower scorers?
All gone.
Oh, I see. So it was Lisbon
the
or...
curse of this podium.
Lisbon or bust. Yeah, it can be. I always tell people that's a great podium. I'm now beginning to realise it's not always, is it?
It is, though. But you get first choice the second time round.
First choice second time.
That's why it's good.
Actually, and sometimes it forces you into a lower scoring answer. Didn't today, though, I'm afraid. Sorry. Karen, Eleanor, it's been lovely having you on the show. Thank you so much for playing. I'm sorry we're saying goodbye so soon. And the final question of this round is all about capital cities beginning with K.
We're going to show you the names of 5 capital cities now, beginning with K, but we've left out alternate letters from their name. Can you fill in those gaps? The team with the best answer is going through to play for that jackpot, so very best of luck to you all.
Thanks very much. Let's reveal our 5 capitals beginning with K, and here they are. KGL, KAALMU, KNSO, KBL, and KTMNU. I will read all of those again. KGL, KAALMU, KNSO, KBL, and KTMNU. Now then, Alice and Steve, you will go first.
We're going to go for the top one, Kigali.
Kigali. Say Alice and Steve, Kigali. Now, Jack and Shahan, talk us through the other Ks, if you can.
OK, so the second one is Kuala Lumpur. Not sure about the third one. The 5th one is Kathmandu, but we're going to go for the 4th one, Kabul.
Kabul. OK, Kabul. Now, Kigali. Alice and Steve, let's see how many of our 100 people went with Kigali. It's right. Ooh, 17. Very well done indeed. 17 for Kigali. Jack and Shahan, meanwhile, have gone for Kabul, the one up from the bottom. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that. It's right. Ooh, 71. 71, which means very well done. Alice and Steve, after 3 questions, you are through to the final 2-1.
Yeah, and Kigali's the best answer on the board. Nothing you could have done about it. Terrific head-to-head. Well played, both teams. You're right about Kuala Lumpur. That would have scored you 25. We'll leave the middle one for a second. The one at the bottom, as you said, was Kathmandu. That would have scored 77. Do you know the middle one? Capital of Jamaica.
Oh, Kingston.
Yeah, Kingston. And that would have scored 21.
There we are, thank you. So the pair leaving us at the end of the head-to-head round. I'm so sorry. 2 head-to-head rounds consecutively you've been in, Jack and Shahan, and played incredibly well in both shows, but I'm afraid this is where we have to say goodbye. But it's been great fun having you on. Thank you so much. Jack and Shahan.